Everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to do a really quick little video because I had a question from a subscriber. My subscriber has the YouTube channel Tiny View, and she makes some amazing miniatures using cardstock. So her question was, will the miter shears miter layers of cardstock? So I thought, instead of just doing it myself and answering, I thought that we could do it together. And we'll see the results for ourselves. And I've got two different thicknesses. I know a lot of her projects she uses 4 thicknesses of cardstock put together. And she, I think sometimes she does some that are a little thicker. So she uses a really heavyweight grade of cardstock, and I like that one too, but I ran out. So these are done on a much lighter weight cardstock, but I figure if it will cut these, it will cut the heavier just fine. So this is 4 layers of cardstock put together, and this is 8 layers of cardstock put together. So let's get on with this. So let's snip that off, and yes, it does cut it. Okay, so first of all, we're going to go for just your normal 45-degree angle. So I've got it in the miter shears at the 45-degree angle, and I'm going to cut. Now my miter shears, my blade is getting a little bit dull. I need to put a new blade in. As you can see, it did cut the 45-degree angle. Also, though, on the back, I did get a little ridge back here. And so that would probably have to be sanded down so that it's more smooth and even. I don't know if you can see that. But I would say, yeah, on the 4-ply cardstock glued together, and I use tacky glue, I would say that works rather well. Now, let's try the horizontal cut, or the vertical cut, where I put the piece of cardstock into the miter shears straight up and down. And I'm going to hold this really good, and I'm going to cut slow. We'll see what happens. Okay, it cut the miter. I don't know if you can see, but it also left another ridge on that edge, as you can see that. It's not bad. It could be fixed with sandpaper, maybe a little glue, but that is something that did happen on the 4-ply. Alright, so let's try the 8-ply. Straight edge, as straight as I can get. Okay, we're going to put it in at the 45-degree angle, and I'm going to cut down. And a sharper blade would make this cut much easier. I had to use 2 hands. Sorry. Didn't mean to get out of the frame. But a sharper blade would probably just... And as you can see on this one, it cut it all the way through. But again, you have this little ridge on the back side. Nothing that... I believe this would be easily taken care of with sandpaper. But it is there. Right there in the edge. So now let's try the vertical with this, and I am making very slow cuts downward because I'm afraid if I cut quickly, it's just gonna smash the cardstock. So let's go very slowly, cut down into it, and yes, you can get an angle. This one too has the little ridge of paper, but not so bad. So my answer would be, yes, you can cut cardstock, layers of cardstock, at least 4 and 8, with the miter shears. Sharper blade is going to be better in this situation. You can cut both a flat 45 with it in the horizontal position, and if you cut very slowly and are very careful, you can also cut it with the board in the vertical. And by that, I'm going to go over it one more time. I mean horizontal, the board is flat against the base of the miter shear. vertical, it is standing up. I held mine very tightly in here with my hands, and I cut very, very, very slowly so I didn't squish the cardstock. So Laura, I know you'll be watching. That's our little experiment there. Great question. That'll make things much easier for me too now that I know. It was something I didn't even think of trying. And yes, it will work, but you might want to practice with it. If you get some miter shears, you might want to practice a little bit before you actually do it on one of your projects. And yeah, they are handy. Sometimes, depending, it takes a little more force on them, just like with anything else that you have to squeeze. I would definitely practice, though, before you do it, if you decide to buy some. And, yeah, it works. So, good luck if you get some. Have a lot of fun with it. And I hope it makes your angle cutting a little easier. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Bye-bye.